Looking for music that lifts your spirit and fills your heart? Experience the powerful sound of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. Now streaming on all your favorite music platforms. Find the Tabernacle Choir on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Pandora. Let the music of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square inspire you today and every day. Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the go, enjoy the beauty of their world-renowned sound anytime. The Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, streaming now.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake, Scott, Ben Anderson. Ben on vacation. He'll be back coming up tomorrow. It's time for Live at 5, brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today, your local trusted financial fiduciary, 855-TRAJAN-1, or visit their website at TrajanWealth.com. Our next guest, of course, is co-host of Scotty G and the Coach from 10 to 2 every single day. He's also the voice of the Utah State Aggies. He's our buddy, Scott Gerard. What's going on, Scotty G?
Oh, hey, Jake. How are you?
I'm good. Remember that time where I wrote something inappropriate on the telephone screener thing and Alema read it on the air? I always think of that when I'm introducing you.
It was the NBA draft, and I even remember the draft picks. That was the D. Brown, Paul Millsap draft, too.
Wow. Yeah. Let's check in with, yeah, he read it right off there. Said, Alema, what are you doing? That might have been when he was hosting with Morgan, too, come to think about it.
You know what? I think you may be right on that one. Yeah, absolutely.
That show had some moments.
We've been doing this a while, Jake.
Oh, man. Well, Scotty, every time I see your kids, it just blows my mind. I mean, it's amazing. By the way, great kids, but growing like crazy. I mean, Brody, dude, he was just a baby like 10 minutes ago.
I know. And now he's beating me up all the time. He's, these kids get old and then they start to try to flex on you a little bit. And there's really nothing I can do about it anymore. He's just bigger and stronger. So,
well, I can't believe you have encouraged him to become a Broncos fan. That was a mistake.
Okay. No. See, somebody had to pick up the mantle. The first two didn't, but I got my guy Brody. So that's all that matters.
Does he at least hate Boise State with the appropriate passion?
Yep. He does not like Boise State. He likes all the right teams and hates all the right teams. So, yeah, he does not like Boise State. And so, yeah, he doesn't like the Raiders. He and Lloyd were clashing during the barbecue, so it worked out well.
I hope he just mean-mugged Lloyd the whole time. That needs to happen. All right, Scotty G. Hey, let's play this sound for Scotty Christian, if we could. Did you hear this quote from UNLV's basketball coach Josh Pastner? Did you hear about this, Scotty?
I've read it. I have not heard it. I'm really curious to hear his tone of voice when he said it.
All right, let's play that. Christian, go ahead.
I know a lot of people are trying to become owners of this NBA team coming in 2029. I have told people, why? Buy the college basketball team. It's legal now. You can be the owner of the UNLV Running Rebels men's basketball team, and it's a lot less expensive. You don't have to spend over $1 billion to own our team. I'm asking for 10 to 12 million to own our team, and you still get a great tax write-off, and you can be as involved, and you can tell everyone you're the owner of the team.
What do you think, Scotty G?
Well, I get it. And I understand what he's saying. Probably not worded the way they should have. I think, didn't UNLV have to walk it back a little bit with the press release?
People take that stuff too literally. I'm with you. I get what he's saying.
And you know what? Ultimately, though, he's right. Like, if you were to give him $12 million a year and say, I want to own your basketball team. I want to be at every practice. I want to be at every charter. I want to be involved in every coaching room. I don't have to be involved in decisions. Josh Pastner would 1,000% sign off on that. This dude is a salesman. Just being around him a little bit last year in the UNLV, but like that dude is he's a Barnum and Bailey, and so I could 1,000% see him do that. He would name his firstborn after you if you gave him money. Like, he knows that's how UNLV's got to survive. They need an influx of cash to be able to compete. And that's the only way they can do it. That's the only way they can compete. And yeah, I get it. Like, I don't know if I would say it quite like that, but I would do the same thing if I were him.
How much dough in the Mountain West, let's talk basketball, not football, but how much dough do you think you have to spend to win a Mountain West championship, roughly?
I think right now the number is probably $6 to $8 million to be able to be in the top third, to be able to compete year in and year out.
How tired? See, my take on this whole thing with Christian was it's almost kind of lazy. He's just begging for one $10 million donation because some number cruncher probably told him, like, this is what it takes to win the Mountain West. And he's sick of cold calling all these people. So he's like, just give me one donation so I could stop begging all these people for money.
I remember when we had a sales guy who, when we were over at the arena, he got a monster deal that he sold for the naming rights of our studios. And it was such a big deal that he hit his number like automatically for 3 straight years. And so he didn't show up to work for like a year and a half, like just completely was MIA. Because he's like, well, I got this deal done. I'm just going to live. I don't need any more commissions. I knew exactly what I needed to survive, pay my mortgage, all that stuff. And so he just 1,000% checked out. Well, it came time for renewal, and this company's like, yeah, I think we're going to maybe look at some other opportunities, maybe spend it in other ways. And he was like, wait, what? What? No, you have to keep doing this. So, yeah, honestly, you're right. There is a certain amount of laziness. I totally get that. And but I also know that these coaches are just fed up with fundraising because, Bronco told me a year ago, he said, look, back in the day at BYU, 20% of my job, if not less, was fundraising and being a part of functions and going out and glad handing and stuff. He goes, now it's like 70, 80% of my job. And these guys just want to be with a whistle and they want to be coaching. They don't want to be necessarily telling donors, how much they love them and how great they are. So, yeah, he wants to get it done with one fell swoop. Totally understand. But, that's not the world you're living in right now. And that's why some coaches are getting out. Like, I don't like coaches complaining about it necessarily because you're choosing to cash those checks. Like, there's a lot of coaches that are like, I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore, and retiring or doing other things. So if you're going to be doing it, then you better buck up and deal with it.
Is Utah State keeping up with the rest of the league financially? I mean, in this world, are they middle of the pack, bottom, top?
In the Pac-12, they are now. Their goal was to be top third, and that's where they're at among the Pac-12. And I don't know what the number is that they gave Mason Falslev. I'm not privy to that, certainly. But I do know what his market value was, and it was a lot. And for me personally, I'm not willing to give I'll give a little bit of a hometown discount, but when you're talking about generational wealth, you're not giving up a lot. And so just based on market value, for him to stay, it would have had to have been in the $2 million range. And I think that's, again, I don't know the number, but I know his market value was about 2.3, 2.4 with a lot of services out there. So Utah State had to come up and find a way to pay in a big way. Same with Carson Templin. I know there was a service that valued him at about $1.2 million. So I think that's probably about roughly, if I were to guess, in the range of what they may have gotten.
$2 million goes a long way in Logan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's a lot of stops at the White Owl. You know what I mean?
That's a lot of pitchers that you're buying and drinking yourself.
Another great story. Let's switch gears. I'm curious. I heard on your show a little bit, but what was your reaction to LeBron picking Philly?
Super surprised. I thought it was going to be Miami. But you know what? Philadelphia, the roster makes sense. He can really acquiesce. If he does not win a title, I think that he can share blame with a lot of other people. So he's not necessarily the guy. He could have done that in Miami with Giannis a little bit, but I just don't think basketball-wise, Coach broke it down really well earlier today. It's just not a good basketball fit with him there. So I think he went, where can I have a chance to win Where do I have a chance to kind of cement my legacy? But also, if I don't, I can just blame Joel Embiid and everybody else on this team and say, well, this guy can't play with a toenail issue. So I think it was probably the safest place for him to go with the biggest upside.
I said it felt a little Karl Malone to the Lakers-y to me. Like a little desperate. I wondered if it truly was about lifestyle, right? He would have picked Miami. If it was about the narrative, which is what I thought would win out, it would have been Cleveland. But with Philly, it just feels a little bandwagon-y to me, no?
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and the thing is, everybody's like, well, he just wants to win. Yeah, he wants to win, but it's not about winning another ring. He's got those. He wants to cement his legacy. This Jordan LeBron debate has really gotten into his head. He wants desperately to be able to put another ring on his finger in his 40s. Like, you can tell there is a driving force for him to get one more. And I don't think it's going to happen in Philly, but it certainly is the best case available to him to get one.
All right, so who is the favorite in the East then?
I'm still going Knicks.
Still theirs to lose?
Yeah. I don't know. They had that team of destiny going on last year, but I think they're going to be right there again. I don't think they're winning a title, though.
No, I think that goes back west.
Yeah, that's San Antonio. San Antonio's going to win the next bunch.
But, man, Jaylen Brown, the way that they got Jaylen Brown, I think that's their impactful move. I mean, LeBron's getting all the headlines, but, I mean, the fact that they were able to land him. And I heard you guys talking a little bit about Brad Stevens today. Man, he gets a lot of credit for having done not a whole lot, and this might go down as one of the I don't know, how do you want to put it, Scotty? Worst trades or least popular trades anyway in a long, long time. I wonder what this dude's future looks like.
Look, Nico will always have that title, and he'll always carry that crown. But Brad Stevens is getting real close to winning Miss Congeniality in this thing, or the first runner-up, because it's not Luka to Lakers bad, but it's not that far off when you look at the result and how things kind of played out around it. Honestly, Jake, you're right, man. I mean, it's going to go down as one of the worst, especially if Philly ends up making a deep run or even wins a title.
Well, think about it this way, Scotty. Philly should have had to package multiple picks to get off Paul George's contract in the first place, let alone get off Paul George's contract and bring back an All-NBA player. I mean, I don't know what Boston's doing. I have no idea. But if we want to talk about teams that have a chance in the East, I don't think I put the Celtics on that list at the moment. Not even remotely. Nope. They're not even in the conversation. I mean, I would put Atlanta ahead of them. I'd put Detroit ahead of them. I don't know if I put Cleveland ahead of them, but I definitely, you can come up with 3 or 4 teams to put above them pretty easily. I do love it that they took care of your guy Nemi, though. Oh, yeah. What a story he is. Yeah, what a story he is. Yeah. And actually kind of gives hope to the Jazz, Scotty, because the Jazz have to find something at center. And I don't know if that's on. In fact, I don't think it's on the roster. But that's what Boston did. They signed, what did they sign Nemi for? Was it last year? And they signed him basically off the couch, right? And he comes in and he's a starting caliber, has a great season, and now they're set at that position for a minute. I mean, that feels like what the Jazz need to do. Well, and there's just such a, in the grand scheme of things, and I love my guy Nemi, but did they overpay for him? Sure, absolutely they did. But that's the new market now. This thing goes in waves, and now it's the return of the big man, the rim protecting big man. And so it's now their time to go get the money. And so, he was right place, right time, and able to cash in, and that's why the Jazz are a little concerned. Walker Kessler certainly cashed in, and the Jazz cashed in by what they got in return for Walker Kessler, which was way more than they probably should have gotten. So, I mean, all along, it's good to be a 7-footer right now.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Queen Carvania stood haloed by the morning sun. An army hung on her every word.
My champions, I have sold my chariot on Carvana. 'Twas a lovely SUV, an inexplicably queenly offer. They're even coming to the castle to collect it. Tonight, we feast. An offer you can feast on. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Do you think the Lakers with Walker are going to be any good?
I don't. I mean, I think good, like definition of good, like playoffs outside of play-in game, 5 seed, 6 seed. Yeah, around there.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I don't know. Not great. At least not yet. And they're not going to play any sort of defense. Where do you even without Walker, where do you have the Jazz fitting?
I would put the Jazz in that same range. 5, 6, just barely above the play-in.
See how it goes. Yeah, I mean, that was you talk about the comp they got for Walker Kessler. That was the deal, right? That was the bargain. Which team is going to go into the season without a center? And the Jazz said, okay, that can be us, but we're going to take your picks and your swaps, for our treble, which I actually think is the right move. But Locke, when he joined us last week, he said, has there ever been a situation in the NBA where a team is betting more on a player being really good, and at the same time, the team's the player's former team is betting more on him not being that good?
Yeah, I think that there might be some hate watching going on for Walker Kessler in Salt Lake City, because it's you kind of set the sights there of like, okay, we had our number and we didn't go higher than that number. We didn't go close to 40. And these guys gave you this, and so we're going to hopefully win that trade. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I'm not losing sleep over Walker Kessler. Like, I'm just not. And so many teams feel like, well, we have money, and he's our center, so we have to give him this money. And I love the fact that the Jazz are like, look, we've got our number. Here's our number, and you got to learn how to walk away. And that's what, like I tell my kids all the time, the greatest power you have in life is the willingness to walk away. Whether it's at a job or a car dealership or looking for a house, like your willingness not to get emotionally attached to something or someone is going to benefit you in a big, big way. And I like the Jazz had the huevos to say, no, we're not doing it. We're not giving you $40 million.
Because I don't think he's worth that. And that's probably what it would have taken to match him if they did not come to their compromise. Yeah,
absolutely. Like Walker took less than he wanted from the Jazz because he wanted to go to L.A. But make no mistake, had the Jazz given him that offer that he originally asked for, he would have been more than happy to stay in Salt Lake City.
Yeah. Not to dramatically change gears on you, but you did bring up Bronco earlier. Has your perception of Bronco changed at all from the time you covered him at BYU to now at Utah State?
Yeah, and it's me changing, not Bronco changing. Like Bronco is the same. Like Bronco is exactly the same that he was down at BYU, and maybe not with the religious overtones, but still that dedication to integrity and all those things that he preaches. Look, me, you, everybody, we all, Graham back in the day, we all had our fun at Broncos' expense. And just like, look, the dude's weird. Like, this is crazy. Like, coaches don't talk like this. Coaches don't act like this. And then being around it, as close as I was, like I will fully admit, like I bought in, and it's not necessarily because of me changing. It's me and my life experience is changing. Like growing up or raising boys, and seeing how I want them to be in their life. I actually see it now. Like I would definitely want my kid to play for Bronco now. Because I want my kids to have those same kind of qualities that he really features on, because I know my kids chances are they're not going to the NFL. So if they can play college football, I want to pick them up life skills that they're going to be able to have the rest of their life. Bronco really puts an emphasis on that. And he does not put an emphasis on getting guys to the NFL. We see that in the even though he has a long list of guys that have had opportunities in the NFL, he wants them to be better human beings when they leave his program. And I totally, based on, now I'm in my late 40s as opposed to my early 30s, I look at that very differently. And so, yeah, I mean, you can say I've softened in my old age, and that one is probably very true. But I like the way that he approaches it. I like the way he deals with these guys, and it's pretty impressive to watch up close and in person.
All right, I hear you, and I know exactly what you're saying. But sending the team on trek is corny. No, dude, that's awesome. So corny, and there's no way. I heard your interview with Bronco where he was like, "Oh, the players loved it." Not a chance. Not a chance that is true. I'm sure they're all like, "Wait, you want us to do what? We got to walk where?" No way. Totally
and you
corny.
Saw that, and you heard him say that he totally surprised them too. It wasn't like, "Hey, coming up in a week, we're going to do this." No, he woke them up, put them on a bus, and said, "All right, see that hand cart? Go push it. Ready, go."
No way they enjoyed that. Scotty
I just
G.
think the thought of somebody from San Clemente, California, being told, "Hey, guess what? Bronco wants you to push this cart." And I will say though, the locals up there, man, they ate it up. Broncos, Mr. Popular up there because the Cache Valley natives, they couldn't think that was cooler enough.
Yeah, I'm sure they loved it. But if it were me, I'd be like, I'm transferring right now. You want me to push what? Where? No, I don't think so. I'm going to play for Colorado State.
The portal's not open. Don't care.
Oh yeah, right.
I'll wait.
Yeah, they don't have that option. For the record though, I thought, and I still do, I think Bronco's the perfect fit for Utah State. If he wins enough, I think he'll be the Stu Morrill of football because I don't think he's going anywhere. Yeah,
I don't either. Like when he leaves Utah State, he's leaving coaching. Like he's done. So the retirement is the next step for Bronco, not jumping to another school. And frankly, I think on the basketball side, Ben Jacobson may be the same way. Like Ben does not strike me as a one and done kind of guy or a two and done. Like I think he's at a point in his life where he just wants to prove to himself that he can do it at another conference. And then he'll ride off into the sunset too. So I think Utah State kind of got some stability, but because I knew, look, Ryan Odom, you knew he wasn't going to be there. Danny Sprinkle, I knew wasn't going to be there. Jared Calhoun, I knew definitely was not going to be there long term. So the fact that this guy, I kind of got some vibes. He might be sticking around for a bit. Was his first impression good? Yeah, very, very businesslike. He is not quite. He's not quite the slogan guy, but he's very much a basketball version of Bronco. Okay. All right. Well, you'll have some consistency for once, Scotty G. I'm just happy for you, pal. Yeah. Well, hey, look, I didn't care as long as I'm calling teams that win 20 games and go to the NCAA tournament. You can bring in Joe Schmuckatelli and coach. I don't care. Yeah. What difference? I just like calling games in the tournament. And at this, you like calling games at the Spectrum too. You gave me my first taste of the Spectrum. I had never been there, and I still say it is the best sporting environment in the state. People will argue maybe Jazz playoff games, I'd listen to it, but on a consistent basis, it's the Spectrum all the way. Well, I just, it's what's really cool about it is that it can be February against San Jose State or early March against San Diego State, and you still have the same type of environment. Now, it might be ramped up just a little bit, but it's not that far off. Listen, I've told you this off the air, but on the air, I love what you and Coach are doing. I think the show is sounding great. I love it that it's different than what you and Hans did forever. Of course, nobody can replace our guy, Hans Olsen, but I think you and Coach are just killing it. I appreciate it. That means a lot. Scotty G, you're the best. Thank you for jumping on. You got it. All right, there you go. The one and only Scott Gerard, co-host of Scotty G and the coach, Tim Lacombe. You can catch it from 10 to 2 every day right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We'll have more coming up next
It's Jake and Ben, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Evening. Buyer's remorse. Buy a new car? I'll be moving in. Let's get started.
Sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I bought it from Carvana.
You what?
Yeah, great price. I even have 7 days to love it or return it.
So there's no...
No buyer's remorse. More like buyer's rejoice.
I guess I'll let myself out. Congratulations. I mean it.
Buyer's rejoice. Buy your car today on Carvana.
Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.